Hey everyone, good morning. Happy Wednesday, December 28th. We are live for our Wednesday wake up here with the Teach Better team. Jeff Gargas is in the house. My name is Rae Hughart, and we are going to probably be catching most of you in the midst of winter break. You are hopefully enjoying some time to relax, some time to enjoy family, and we are just in between two major holidays. A lot of people celebrating major holidays like Christmas, Hanukkah just wrapped up, all those wonderful religious holidays, and then now we're heading into New Year's. So we are live to touch base, connect with you, see how your break is going, also give you some updates and I don't know, shenanigans. Jeff Gargas is here. So you know it's going to be just dandy. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, trying to wake up this morning. We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. We are live for our Wednesday wake up, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn, and also becoming an episode of Teach Better Talk podcast. If you guys haven't gone over to Teach Better Talk podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. We'd love to hear from you. We appreciate you being here. Jeff, good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Shenanigans Wednesday. That's hard to say.
Wednesday.
I'm excited that you kind of gave permission for shenanigans. So that's good.
I mean, it's Wednesday. It's early. We're getting up. I'm assuming a lot of people were up late last night because it's break. So is it really bedtime on break?
Is it bedtime right now? Or are you saying there wasn't a bedtime, so everyone's up late? And
I'm saying there wasn't a bedtime, and now we're catching them. They're probably tired and drinking coffee.
It sounds like you are they in this situation. You're saying they were probably up late, they're drinking coffee, and I'm sitting there going, she seems tired and she's drinking coffee.
Okay, I'm going to clarify. I was up late last night with family. I am now up early drinking coffee. So for the two people who did it, amen to you. Cheers, friends.
I actually went to bed at a reasonable time last night. I had a couple late nights and didn't sleep well, and I was pretty tired last night. I was just like, I'm out. And I crashed pretty hard. So I had a good night's sleep.
I think there's a struggle during break that I am becoming more aware of. I feel like a lot of people have been keeping secrets from me, and now I'm learning how this all works, where the kids don't want to go to bed, but as an adult, I'm still tired at 8 o'clock like always, and I want to go to sleep. But the kids are like, well, there's no bedtime because it's break. I can sleep in. So I'm going to stay up till midnight. I'm losing is the point. I'm losing.
Yeah, we've had those conversations with our kids because they're like, there's no school. And I'm like, yeah, but mommy and daddy still have to work tomorrow. We still have to do what we normally do. So we allow them to watch a little bit in their beds before, as they're going to bed during break time. Because during school nights, they're not allowed to do that. Even though, honestly, most 9 out of 10 times they fall asleep twice as fast by doing that. But we don't let them do it during, it's like a special thing. So they've had a lot of special nights where they're able to do that stuff.
So I've been learning the whole tag in, tag out. I'm going to bed. You'll put the kids to sleep. Go have fun. See you later. But I will say, Grandma and Grandpa are in town, so they can do it. Be fine.
See, I don't tag out. We don't typically tag it. We might tag team one takes one because we have 2 kids, so one takes one. But last night, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm putting them both to bed because then I can go to bed and feel good, and she can go relax. And so I put them better. They're like, it's early. I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Going to bed.
If you have bedtime tips and tricks, you feel free to share those because it's an interesting break here.
I tell you what, Josh was Stamper. I know he does, and then Chad and their family, they have very, very rigid bedtime routines and schedules. And I'm like, we've never got into that. I think it's just because Amy and I haven't tried that hard. But if there's a tip outside of trying hard, I'd love to hear it.
Well, I think to your point, maybe during breaks there should be a bedtime. That should be it. All I'm saying is I would like a bedtime where I can go to bed at 7:30 and not feel bad about it.
Somebody give Ray permission to go to bed early.
Exactly. Well, like we did
7:30 is pushing it.
Okay, we did a big dinner last night and it was wonderful, but then by 9 I was like, okay, it's bedtime.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what we're at.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Yes. Happy Wednesday. It is, we're like right there. Like we are almost to the new year. It's almost where you start writing the wrong date on every single paper and every single document.
More importantly, for those of you who may not know, Jeff and I were together last week in Vegas and we met Jo Koy.
We met Jo Koy.
That this is the most important topic we can share with you today. We met Jo Koy.
Curious if you're watching, you can pop in and let us know. Do you know who Jo Koy is? Because we were with Joshua Stamper and he didn't. He does now, but he didn't then. But Ray and I are both big fans, so that was fun. We were just hanging out. You had just gotten into town, and I was getting ready to actually go to bed. Oddly enough, it was my bedtime.
Bedtimes are important, friends.
I know, because if I wouldn't have got up, we wouldn't have noticed. Like, because I had walked by him and noticed that it was him, and then he was like, "Let's take some silly pictures."
He was the nicest guy. And if you don't know who Jo Koy is, then you officially have homework following this live stream to go watch his 4 Netflix specials.
Jokoy, Jo Koy.
Yeah, no children. It's not. It may not be child.
No, this isn't a like older teens. Maybe if you have a good relationship with them. If you don't have a comfortable relationship with them, it's going to make it awkward. This is a after the kids go to bed type thing. So we were out in Vegas. We were actually out there. I see the award behind you there that you received on behalf of the team.
We can talk about this, but can I clarify? I left it here because our community needs to see how obnoxious. Like I left it here for scale because it's so large that my books that I always have here with the plant are behind it. It's not like
I know you can't.
They're still there.
I never asked you how it was getting home because you were really concerned about trying to fit that thing. Because, all right, if you don't know, if you've never traveled in with Ray somehow packs like in a little do you remember the movie Zoolander? His phone? That's Ray's luggage. Ray will show up for like a 6-day trip with like a single duffel bag. And I have like 6 suitcases. And so the idea that she was going to fit that thing in was that an issue? Were you fine? Did you like leave clothes and stuff at the hotel just because you had to fit that in there? Or
full transparency, I had a small backpack and a small carry-on, and I had to take everything out of the backpack and somehow fit it in the carry-on, fit it into the carry-on luggage because this took up the only thing I could put in the backpack. It was this in my backpack.
You carry that with you on the plane? Like that was your carry-on?
I did because it didn't fit in my carry-on. It was too long. It's like obnoxious size. Okay? Like it didn't fit where it zipped. You know what I mean? Because it was too wide.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
So we were out there, and I'm not going to forget what it was called. It was called the Global Leadership Award, right? Wasn't that what recognition award? Yeah. So it was part of Education 2.0. Went out there. It was fun. It was a fun event. Josh Stamper went out with us. We had a blast. You and Josh had never been to Vegas, so we did a little teeny tiny bit of like this is Vegas, but it was like not much. We were fairly in and out. Josh and I got in early Monday. You didn't get until late Monday. You guys were out super early Wednesday, and I was out a little bit later on Wednesday. But we had a good time there. It was great hanging out with Josh. It was a cool thing. It was live streamed. You were on a panel talking about teaching kids how to utilize failure and look up failure different, but it kind of went a lot of different directions. It was a really great thing. There's going to be we have some clips of that'll be coming out soon, but then it was also like, I really enjoyed, you were interviewed by them. And I think we're going to get that footage too, but that was cool because it was like 8 professional setups of like legit cameras and lights and all that stuff like that. And Josh and I were just like holding your purse. We were like those guys, the bodyguards, while you
I love my bodyguards in Vegas. You guys were a great entourage. I loved it.
Which, couldn't pick 2 better bodyguards, 2 5'7" guys that blend in.
was so fun. Anytime I get to
Awesome.
hang out with you is always great, but then you add Joshua Stamper to the mix, and we had a ball.
Yeah.
Ball. So
Yeah. So Brad's saying that you're like, and I think we joked about it, that you have your award, and then kind of you can't really see. They move you. You can see it's kind of like my album is what Brad's saying. It fits.
It looks like a record album. Like for those of you listening on the podcast,
Now,
it looks like I won
it
the
does.
record of the year.
Looks like you got a gold record. Now,
Yeah.
to be clear, this record is signed by John Bon Jovi. Your award is not.
Oh, well, you missed it. See, this award is not only awarded for the work being done by Teach Better, but it's when I met Jo Koy in Vegas. I don't know if you remember when I met Jo Koy. It was the same day. Jo Koy.
Yeah, that's true. You win.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah,
it was a fun award. Honestly, it's always nice to be seen for the work that you're doing. We talk about that a lot in education in general, like making intentional decisions to see others and celebrate others. But this award, while it was very cool to get and it was fun to get dressed up and go to Vegas, and I said it in my interview, I hope a bunch. I'm excited for y'all to see it, but it's just acknowledging Teach Better, and it's more than just any one person. That's not what this is. I'm thrilled that I was able to accept it on behalf of the Teach Better team, but our internal team that does work day in, day out, that makes this all happen. Plus our external team, the Teach Better family. Even this live stream right now, the comments, these are our people. These are the reasons that we're able to do such good work. It's not just because of you or me or any one person. I don't think one person could do all that we've been able to do thus far.
No, I agree. Now, with all that said, I have to let everyone know that it is only Ray's name on the award. So,
I'm going to scratch it out and I'm going to write Jo
Koy.
I will write educational. It's Global Outstanding Educational Leadership Award, and I will scratch it out and tape over it and just write. And also, we met Jo Koy.
I need you all to understand, if you haven't figured it out already, that Ray and I have. It's a probably very annoying inside joke at this point about the whole Jo Koy thing. It was constant that if either one of us ever feels bad, it's gonna be hey, I know you feel bad right now, but do you remember that time we met Jo Koy? And that's where we're at. So just deal with it. It's gonna be here. This won't be the last Wednesday Wake Up with Jo Koy mentioned. It's just there's a chance that next week we just play one of his specials. Just what it is. So
no, but here's the problem. Okay, I love Jo Koy, but
all right, then we'll go into our teachable moment, and then we're gonna be done talking about Jo Koy. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's a little inappropriate. So I feel we can't actually tell you any of his jokes, but when you have your second glass of wine and the kids are asleep, enjoy and let us know what you think.
Yes, and last thing about Jo Koy, and you mentioned this when we were sharing with Josh about it. The thing about Jo Koy is that he's a comedian. He got big. He was on Chelsea Handler's show. He ended up dating her or whatever. They broke up, but he's famous, but he's used that platform to do a lot of good. He's a good dude trying to bring awareness to culture, things like that. And yes, he's very vulgar and whatever. That's just his style of comedy. But he brings a lot of pride from his culture and his heritage, and he pushes that out. And that to me is one of the things that I love about him too. Is he seems like a good dude. And we met him for a brief moment, but in that brief moment, he could have very easily been a jerk, and no one would have ever known or cared. We weren't recording or something like that, and he wasn't. He was the complete opposite. And I was like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, you're one of my favorite comedians, but I don't want to bother you. And he was like, no, you're bothering me. Get in here. Pulled us in for a hug and pictures and stuff like that. So I think that's why it was kind of when you meet someone like that, you're kind of well, if they're a jerk, it's Hollywood, whatever. But when they're nice, you're oh, so he really is a good guy. And that's why we're going to always talk about it.
So not to make this a teachable moment by any means, but I think that that's important for us to take a second to acknowledge, because I think teachers, educators, we have the same power that you have a split second or 10 seconds with a kid, and you can make that 10 seconds feel like 2, or you can make that 10 seconds feel like 3 minutes. And I feel that's kind of our joke with meeting Jo Koy, is it was really a 4 minute meeting, but it feels like we had dinner with him because he gave us so much attention, and he was so normal and so really valued the fact that we were kind of singing his praises. And I think that that's important, that as we're spending time getting back in the swing of things with this year, it's kind of like that joke with grades. Like, you can make a C feel like an A, but you can make a C feel like an F. And we have the power to really influence how people feel about what we share with them. Time is important. And as we spend time with family or students or anything in between, really being like intentional with that is what we keep referring back to with the Jo Koy joke. Cause like, it felt like we hung out with him all night. And I think it was like less than 4 minutes.
Oh yeah. So that is a really okay. I know we're not. Do we want to play the teach moment thing? Because I feel like you're already there, and that was let's do that really quick. And then I will keep on this.
Okay, let's take it, people.
All right, welcome back to your Wednesday Wake Up. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. Or you might be listening on the Teach Better Talk podcast. Wherever you're watching or listening, hit like or subscribe or a heart or whatever the different things are, depending on the platform you're on. Does that work? And then share this if you're live with us right now. Share the stream so other folks can get in there. Ray, you were going in. We were talking about earlier that we were going to talk on the teachable moments more as a reminder to be present, and then you somehow twisted the Jo Koy thing in there, and that was a really great takeaway, because I know it's really, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying you're brilliant. The award was well gifted, because he really did. I didn't even think about it that way. He really did, and I think this is a power that celebrities who appreciate their celebrity have and do. So like, it's funny that we talk about the record, because like I met John Bon Jovi once for, again, another brief moment. We were in a fancy restaurant for like a big like family dinner, and he happened to be there, and he did the same thing. Like, it was an area where he could have very easily just brushed me off and known whatever known, and he like engaged me, and we had a good conversation, and it was probably 4 minutes or less, but it felt like a lot more. And Jo Koy did that too. It was such a quick thing. He could have easily did that, but he was fully with us there for that probably 3 minutes. Like, in, you know what I mean? Like, in that, like, pulled us in for hugs, stuff like that. And that's an interesting, I love your spin into how we can do that as educators. So I kind of want you to just talk more about that.
Well, and I think it's more than just as educators. I know that's what I mentioned earlier, but it's really what we can do as people. And I think I see all of the comments coming in of our friends tuning in bright and early on this Wednesday. And I know a lot of these people that we've met in person do this same thing. I mean, when we were engaging with one another, even at the Teach Better conference, if you were able to join us this last October, it's the concept of really being present in the moment and giving what you can in the moment. That doesn't mean that you have to be there for an hour to have an impact, but can you ensure that with your family later today, or with your friends that you see on New Year's, or your students that you see coming back into school year, can you still spend the same amount of time doing the same thing, but give a little bit more of your presence so that it feels like it was maybe more special than originally intended? Not to say that moments aren't special, but
no, but I think that's a really great, because my mind's going to, so often we have trouble with that because we're thinking of the 100,000 other things that we need to worry about, think about, plan for, whatever. And I know, as a business owner and entrepreneur, this is tough. And I know this. I always say this is why teachers make great entrepreneurs, because they have the same mindset of like, they're always on. You're always thinking about your students and how you can be better in your classroom and what you need to do to get ready for 23 when you get back in a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is. And that makes it kind of difficult to be fully present when you have these moments, even though sometimes they're brief. And so I think it's difficult. We kind of gotta, if you can give yourself permission to turn off all that other junk and be present, these moments are going to mean more. And then you're going to have more of yourself when you go to the next step of preparing for your classroom and stuff, because you've filled up your cup, so to speak, over here. And now when you go over here, you don't feel guilty for ignoring your family and time. Like, so it's just like, it's a good circle if you can get it going that way. Not easy, but super important. And I love that Jo Koy taught us this. This is great.
Oh, Jo Koy. I will say, this is something, I know we're highlighting someone later for our community shout out, but when and this teacher uses the grid method, for me, this is a part of why when I moved to the grid method, couldn't go to something else afterwards. Because what
Mhm.
I found is that the grid method, above all, I mean, it has so many perks that we could like do a whole sales pitch on, which is not my intention. But one of the things, actually, the main thing that I valued was that it gave me the gift of time. And using that time was I was able to be more present when I had time directly talking one-on-one or in a small group to kiddos.
Mhm.
And I really value that. That's the time I love. That's my why. That's why I became a teacher. I love goofing off with kids. And I love those like small intimate conversations versus the standing in front of 34 pairs of eyes and talking at them, right? Talking at someone isn't fun. Engaging with someone I value. And so
Mhm.
because of the grid method and the way it's structured, I was able to get so many more of those small intimate moments that probably aren't very long, but they feel long because you're so present with that student and you're able to do those teachable moments and do the goofing, joking, element
Mhm.
of it. That then when the student walks away, that was the most valuable 2 minutes that you could have given that child versus talking at that kid for 2 minutes. It feels like a different value worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. That's powerful. Like, I'm not to say that, but it is like whether it's in your life or whether it's in your classroom or whether it's when you're meeting Jo Koy. Like, it's very powerful. It's okay.
So
I'm done. But
we could do this with our families too.
what's
Like
that?
that
Like,
we can do this with our families too. I think that's maybe a more relevant topic for
I
this.
agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it because if you think it's true. Like, so if you take the example of your classroom when you might only have a few minutes with this student, right? And then you got to go to another student or whatever, and you're trying to get the most of it. You only have possibly like one day during the holidays with your family because maybe some members are in from out of town. You don't see them throughout the rest of the year or maybe every other year for holidays and stuff. You only have a short moment at their desk, right? With them in that moment, like you need to soak it up. And then it's more likely to last you for another year. It's more likely to make that next year better because you missed each other because you had a better connection, a better bond. I 1,000% agree. I'm uh I'm gonna deploy this on Thursday. I have another family thing on tomorrow. That's tomorrow for Christmas because we had some illness and we had to reschedule. So our Christmas is like lasting really long this year. But
Yeah.
that's I 1,000% agree. I think this is super important. I hope if you're listening, watching, whatever, that if you still have moments available in your holiday break where you're going to be with family, um, to think about this and really kind of give yourself permission to put all the other stuff away so you can be fully present for whatever that limited amount of time is you have with your family. And I think you'll find that one, that'll be more enjoyable. It'll be more special. You'll just be there better. It'll just be better. But then also when you go into the work mode of preparing, you're going to be better prepared for that. And that's going to be better too.
Yeah.
And I just said better a whole lot. So I agree.
No, I
I
think
love it.
I think it's great. And I mean, I'm thinking about we had to cancel our friends' holiday celebration, so we need to get that rescheduled. That will be coming up here within the next few weeks. We currently have family in town, so like trying to deploy this even as soon as later this afternoon. But a lot of people get together with friends and family over New Year's.
Hmm.
For me, I think it's as simple as like putting your phone away. That's the worst, right? Like talking to somebody who's scrolling through their phone when you only get to see them every so often. So there's a lot of good elements here that I think we can
Yeah.
it's really about being present. And I think that for a long time in my life, I struggled with with really understanding the value of choosing to be present. And that's really all it is that I think that we can all continue to put forth the effort to be extremely present, which is
I agree, and I struggle with that a lot. I still struggle. Like I understand the value now, but I struggle with the practice, and so it's not as easy as just like, oh, Ray and Jeff said it, so I'll do it next time. It's not easy. You got to work at it, but it's worth it. And I think I want to mention also, like this goes far beyond holiday break. This is every weekend. This is every spring break. This is every holiday you might get off every now and then. This is during the summertime when you have a little bit of time outside of your classroom, like all that time, like this is when you need to deploy it. So I did have one question though about you said friends holiday. Is that like when you all get together as friends, or is it like, do you like watch Friends together? Because I'm really interested.
So I have this incredible group of girlfriends that we like to stay connected week to week, but we really, really like a tradition. When I say we, I think it's only me and I force everyone else to do it. But we get together for the holidays to decorate cookies. And when I say we get together for the holidays and decorate cookies, I mean that all the women and the kids
And
sit
the
around a
families,
table.
like everyone comes in.
Everybody comes in, and it's really like the kids decorate cookies for 3 minutes, and then I'm committed to sitting for hours at the table decorating cookies because I obviously have a great skill of cookie decorating. And we had to cancel it because of the weather, because we've had such crazy weather here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And shout out to Katie Miglin, who still decorated cookies with her girls, but I'm demanding a cookie decorating party.
So is it planned? Did you get it rescheduled, or is that still?
We haven't, and I think we're gonna. Sometimes there's like too many. Well, I don't want to eat the cookies. I just want to decorate the cookies. And I think Katie was having a moment where she was like, "Ray, I don't want to put together a cookie decorating party just for you because like I don't know that she really values my artistic ability." So maybe it's closer to Valentine's Day, and then we do like Valentine's cookies. Because otherwise we do New Year's cookies.
You can do Christmas cookies anytime you want. You're just decorating them. So when do me two things. Do me a favor. When you do decorate them, bring a few on to the next Wednesday wake up so we can look at them on camera. 2, if it's not until Valentine's Day, please do at least 2 cookies that are Christmas themed.
Oh, or Hanukkah themed or New Year's themed or all the things.
Yeah, like winter themed.
We should just do a year's worth of cookie decorating celebration.
That can be fun.
Halloween.
Yeah.
4th of July.
Yeah.
I'm good at spreading the frosting. I'm just saying that this is really a time for family, quote unquote. It's not. It's a time for Ray to sit down and demand that people watch her put frosting on Twitter cookies. That's what it is.
Okay. Sounds good. Katie says she'll make you love cookies for Valentine's Day.
See, I love it. Yeah, see. So we have to do that at some point. That's on the list to reschedule because sometimes weather gets in the way. What are your New Year's plans? This is like coming up.
Nothing.
That's great.
We're gonna be here as a family. We a lot of times we would do something, and even if it was small, it would be at least with one of the neighbors. They've been dealing with illness and stuff like that. We've had a rough couple months. We're just gonna relax, the 4 of us, play around with some of the new toys that the kids got and stuff. But I think I'll probably make some stuff here. For me, like the nostalgia of New Year's is everyone used to come over to my parents' house, like all my aunts and uncles from out of town and stuff. That was like part of like the holiday stuff. And we used to always have like the party weenies, the ketchup barbecue and stuff like that. And then like a lot of like appetizer type stuff. So like that's my thing. So it'll be just us, but we'll probably have like, a shrimp cocktail thing, and I'll make party weenies it'll be just for me. Like I don't think anyone else in the family will eat. So we'll probably just do that. And then at one moment I'll be like, here's all the food. And then we'll be like, we don't have like an actual dinner at all. And I'm like, I know, it's just all appetizers. But we'll probably just hang around, most likely fall asleep to Amy and I tend to fall asleep to Adam Sandler movies. And then I'll like nudge her when the ball's about to drop and she'll be like, I don't care. And we go to bed.
Okay. There you go. I
always have to call my brother, Paul, and my mom right after midnight. Cause when I was younger and I'd go to parties, it didn't matter where I was, what I was celebrating, how loud it was. I always called my brother, and everyone yell at him. Did the same thing for my mom. It's just a lot quieter now. So that's it. Are you going to some adventure? Are you going back to Vegas with Jo Koy? Are you hanging out with family?
I am going to a themed party.
Themed?
Yes. Okay. So this is why I'm bringing it up, is because I want you and all of you who know me. Ray at a themed party. When I was told I was going to a themed party, I was not thrilled.
What's the theme?
Well, that's the question. But at the time, I was told a themed party. So, what do you think my reaction was when I was told I'm going to a themed party on New Year's Eve?
That hopefully it was Wednesday Addams. You can wear black.
So, I found out
Is it
yesterday
really?
the theme is black and gold. Done.
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 That's easy.
That is the best Ray theme I've ever heard. And I was so nervous. I'm like,
It's
themed? I don't
so
do
you just have to wear
themed.
something black or gold.
No, I'm sorry.
You
I'm going to wear both. Are you crazy? Black
you
and
could
gold.
take the award.
You know, the word's too heavy. I could make it into a purse maybe and put a chain around it. No, I'm going to wear a black and gold like jumper. I'm excited.
Black and gold jumper.
Yeah, like okay, ladies help me out. Like it's like
I
pants
know
and
what a jumper is.
shirt, you know?
I know what a jumper is.
Okay, sorry.
I was figuring. I was just repeating it. I don't know why I
It's
repeated
like
it.
black with gold sparkles all over it.
That just feels like too much color for you. But all right. It sounds
Black and gold.
beautiful.
It's not color. Those are neutrals. It'll be great.
Okay. You were in color in Vegas and it was freaky, so
yeah, that was a one-time
it was
thing,
weird.
guys. If you want to see me wearing color, just go look at those photos because that's what I want.
It's like at later after the event and stuff, you went up and changed, and then you went black, and we were like, "Oh, that's better. Thanks. We can hang out now." No, that sounds fun. So that's Saturday. That's New Year's Eve? Like that's the celebration?
That's New Year's Eve. Yeah, so it'll be fun. Be a good time. Everyone getting together, all the family getting together, black and gold.
On New Year's Day, what do you? So like it's tradition to eat pork and sauerkraut, but you don't eat pork. I've never asked like, what do you do something different? Do you do sauerkraut? Is that like a thing?
I literally have no idea what you just said. What's a tradition?
Eating pork and sauerkraut is like a common tradition of like on New Year's Day for good luck you have to eat sauerkraut and stuff.
I've never ever heard what you just said. I don't know what that means. I've never heard the tradition or good luck anything.
Interesting.
Maybe it's an Ohio thing.
Maybe I was like, maybe it's just my family. Like, no, but it's also Amy's family, so I don't know what it is. Well, it would be weird if it was your family because you don't eat pork, so like that makes sense. But I didn't know if you had a version. Like, is there something you do on New Year's Day that is a thing? Like, people have like traditions on New Year's Day to like start the new year out, right?
Yeah, my tradition is sleeping. That's my thing. But I can't. I'm sorry. I know that there's traditions. Can we go back to the pork and sauerkraut? I'm sorry. This is a thing that you and your family, Amy's family, there's a group of people that exist on this planet that you're telling me think it's good luck to eat pork and sauerkraut on New Year's Day?
It's a German tradition.
Huh.
And my family has some sort of connection to German and Austria and stuff.
Cool.
I believe it brings good luck.
I think we should make up a Teach Better New Year's tradition where we have to eat something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's actually like one of the most commonly practiced traditions in the States.
How did I get this far in life and I haven't lived? I mean, how do I know?
Well, I don't know if that's you live. Like, have you had sauerkraut before?
No. Ew. No.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's I was convinced as a kid like it was just made up purely to get you to eat sauerkraut, but I'm like, sauerkraut's not even like that good for you. So like, why are they trying? It's not like it's like a good veggie they're trying to get you to eat. So it's just one of those things.
I think it's tradition that you should only eat green things on New Year's Day. For Teach Better. Only green. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, moldy pizza, only green things on
moldy pizza. I like how that's thrown in the same.
Hey, cookies with green frosting.
Katie.
Yep.
Good on it. Anyway, okay, let's not talk about this anymore, and let's talk about someone in our community instead.
All right, we're gonna do a community shout out, but if you have a New Year's tradition that is
we would like to see that.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. We'll be good. Hey everyone, we are here for our Wednesday wake up, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And while this may be quite a casual Wednesday wake up with a few maybe nuggets of value. We have joked a lot about Jo Koy, so I just want to bring him up again in case any of you missed it when Jeff
Why
and I
are we talking about Jo Koy again?
It's too good. We also have a community spotlight, and we are not spotlighting Jo Koy, even though he is in our Teach Better
officially part of the community now. Yes,
officially, because of Jeff and I met him we practically had dinner with him and spent all night hanging out with him in Vegas. So want to make sure that we gave him a shout out. I would like to spend a second though shouting out this educator. This is Mindy Newell, and she is on Instagram. I would love to challenge you all if you're on Instagram to go check out her profile. Mindy is such a fun educator to follow, and you can scroll through her news feed with all like the goofy, fun things that she's doing. One of the things, though, that we wanted to highlight is a brand new reel that she just posted on Instagram, and it's all about her use of the grid method, which is so stinking cool. I love that there's an educator sharing her knowledge, her celebration of such a cool new, like educational strategy she's trying out.
Mindy has also been rocking her way through a bunch of online courses at teachbetteracademy.com recently. I didn't realize that this is who you were highlighting, but she and I have communicated a little bit back and forth through email on that stuff, and then she's been chatting with Chad too. That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you guys are looking to add to your network, obviously social media is a great way to build your PLN. Mindy on Instagram is MRS Mindy Newell, her full name. And we'd love for you to go connect with her, celebrate her, and also check out her grid method new reel on social media, because she's celebrating how she keeps everything organized, how her students are going to navigate through the grid. She's way more organized and on top of it than I ever am. So I just love seeing educators that are putting their own spin on something that absolutely provides a lot of structure and cohesion in your classroom, so that, wrapping this all up, so that you can have those really, really incredible moments with students where you are very present in those conversations. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice work, Mindy. Keep being awesome.
Yeah, keep being awesome, Mindy. So excited. Yeah, I hope she is too. We'll have to tag her in this after the fact. Jeff, I know we are wrapping up our conversation here. We have busy, busy days ahead, but I do want to make sure we get into our morning challenge.
Let's do that now. I'm good.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Wednesday Wake Up, and Ray is dancing while we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and on Teach Better Talk podcast. We're gonna wrap up with a challenge, as we do, to send you off to the rest of your week. And what's this?
Wait, do you have a challenge? Because I have a challenge, but do you have a challenge?
I have lots of challenges in my life. You being probably the biggest one. Oh, nailed it. That's why I'm going on tour with Jo Koy next year.
Jo Koy, I met him in Vegas one time.
Do you have a challenge? I had a challenge, but I kind of want to roll with yours, because you like knocked the teachable moment out of the park, like kind of out of nowhere today. So what's your challenge? What do you have? We can ask you two.
I'm sorry, out of nowhere. Are you saying I don't provide value on this show on a weekly basis?
That's not what I was saying.
What do you want to say to my face?
I mean that you like pulled somehow like our silly Jo Koy story into a really, really great like conversation of, and that wasn't what we talked about, like, but you somehow tied it together. I was giving you praise. Can you just take praise? Or do I have to give you a big award?
Boy, it was great.
Ray never brings value to the show, so go ahead, Ray. You can.
Stop it! I totally do. And I was going to create a challenge because later today, you and I are going to be supporting in a live stream, and I thought we could challenge our network here to take advantage of being present with our Teach Better community.
I would love that challenge. Let's do that. Go ahead. You want me to play this? I'm going to play the song again. You want me to play can you play the thing again and just start all over?
Could you just sing it? I think that would be better.
No.
Oh man, I was so excited. Oh, welcome back. Morning, Sheller.
Somebody, if Joshua Stamper is watching, please cut that up and that becomes an intro somewhere. Thank you.
Friends, we are doing a incredible live stream focused on mastery learning for 3 days. We are at day 2 today. We had day 1 yesterday on Tuesday, the 27th, and it's happening later this afternoon. So as we were talking about being present, really taking advantage of the time that you're having, what?
Well, it's not this afternoon. It's like in 2 hours. It's at 10, it's 10 a.m. Eastern. Afternoon is after 12 p.m. Eastern. This is in the morning.
So
I don't want someone to be like, oh, I'm going to show up at 2 o'clock afternoon. And it's like, oh, you're 4 hours late.
I mean, if you wouldn't have cut me off, I would have said the time eventually, but it's 6:40 my time right now. Trust me, it's later today. It's way later.
But that's still not afternoon. Literally, the word is afternoon, which means it has to be afternoon.
Hey, friends, check out the live stream at 10 a.m. Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Central. I'm going to restart my day before 9 a.m. because this has been so interesting. But I encourage you all to join because here's legitimately why. Because first of all, Jeff Gargas isn't involved, so you know it's going to be great. Second of all, yesterday's live stream was how to build a grid, and we had Blair Broker a part of this incredible live stream. To clarify, her last name isn't Broker anymore, but I used to teach with her, and
I was going to say that's not what Chad said her last name was yesterday.
I know, but Blair Broker goes together. Anyway, Blair's a phenomenal educator. You have to go check out. They built a grid yesterday. Today,
so good.
They're continuing the conversation where Chad is going to be speaking about classroom management hurdles, classroom management strategies, how this all kind of ties in not only your instruction, but your delivery of instruction, which will be great. And then Thursday, tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Eastern, we'll kind of conclude this 3-day live stream talking about how leadership can support an educator that is putting these progressive practices in their classroom. So if you want more Chad Ostrowski time and less Jeff Gargas time, tune in later today at 10 a.m. Eastern.
I don't know how to sell it any better than that. More Chad Ostrowski time and less Jeff Gargas time.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, so go ahead. You have one more thing?
Well, only that we should probably do a little preview of what's coming over the next few weeks.
We do have a lot of stuff going on over the next several months, actually, some really exciting stuff. We've got Are we allowed to say the exciting announcements that are happening next week? Because some people are finding some things out next week, or is that quiet still?
I think we should mention it. Yes. I think
okay, so next week, we will be notifying and announcing a brand new class of Teach Better Ambassadors, which is really awesome. We had way more people apply for this than we thought was going to, which made it very difficult. So if you did apply to be an ambassador, you will find out next week, and then we will be celebrating you and all of your ambassador colleagues for a while. So that's huge.
I know that people that applied will be eagerly awaiting for that email. So just an FYI, you'll be getting the email on Monday the 2nd. That way you're aware if you're refreshing your email. Monday the 2nd.
Just sitting there refreshing. So that's exciting. We've got, and I'm probably gonna miss something that I'm not thinking of, but are we allowed to talk about what's coming in the next month after that?
No, but you can talk about it in general because nobody's supposed to know what you just talked about.
Am I allowed to say what it is in general, or just that there's a cool event going on?
There's a cool event going on.
Fun event coming.
Fun event coming in late February.
That will 2023.
2023. That will have a major announcement, and I want to make sure that people know that, because not only is the event going to be awesome, but the announcement is going to be life-changing, literally.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to we met Jo Koy, how life-changing?
More, it's like meeting Jo Koy times 2. Whoa. It's like meeting Jo Koy and then hanging out with him all day.
Like we did.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Okay, what else is there? Because now I'm everything I'm thinking of, we're not allowed to say yet. So
yeah, you can't talk about. So I don't know if you know this, Jeff, but you should probably put on your calendar that late February there's going to be an event that you're going to need to be at. You should probably block out the whole day. It's kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, my brother's birthday is the 25th, so I always have that blocked off. I'm always ready.
Oh, that is
I have to celebrate the gift that is my brother every year.
And then
It's very important to me.
as you enjoy this experience, this day-long
That's
experience.
not what you were talking about?
No, with your
Yes,
friends and family.
day-long experience. Okay. I'm getting some hints.
Then there is an announcement that will come and affect everybody else later that year.
This is very cryptic.
Prior to that, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
President's
My wife's
Day,
birthday.
Yeah, there you go.
Amy's birthday.
That's exciting.
So when you said you wanted to talk about things that were coming up, you wanted to mention one thing and then not be able to tell them anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm good with that. That sounds just like us.
Yeah.
So stay tuned over the next couple weeks as we might be able to tell you what we're talking about.
Well,
if you haven't figured out the clues yet.
Refresh your email on the 2nd, and then mid-January, keep an eye out for a full day's plan for something late February.
Fun fact, if you watch all 4 of Jo Koy's specials, you will figure this out. It's hidden within there in little Teach Better Easter eggs throughout, and it will reveal what we're talking about.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you remember when we met Jo Koy in Vegas?
Jeez, we really need to go.
Bye, guys. Love you. See you later. Happy New Year.